Willkommen zum #QBWatch Podcast. Die nächste Folge mit einem GFL QB gibt's heute. Dre Harris war zu Gast, der Starting QB der Pforzheim Wilddogs, die ja nicht nur die GFL Süd überrascht haben, sondern die gesamte GFL mit ihrer Performance, auch wenn das Dre Harris vielleicht etwas anders sieht. Also, ich wünsche euch viel Spaß mit dieser Folge. War ein interessantes Gespräch mit ihm und bin dankbar, dass, wie gesagt, die QBs hier auch immer wieder reinschauen in meine Show und sich von mir ausquetschen lassen. Aber genug geredet von mir. Hört rein, was Dre Harris euch zu erzählen hat. Dre, welcome to my podcast, QB Watch. Really appreciate you taking out the time and joining me. You're the fourth guest that I've had now, as far as GFL quarterbacks joining the show, and me kind of having the opportunity to introduce you and the others to the audience and maybe to the GFL fans a little bit. So really appreciate you being here today.
I really appreciate you having me. This is a really cool thing to be a part of. So I really appreciate you.
The other one's been awesome as well, right? So I've had Cole from Düsseldorf here, and then Justin and PJ. So it's been fun so far, I have to say, and it's kind of awesome to dive into, easier said for me than for you or the others, right? But dive into your lives a little bit, get to know you better, and maybe understand also some of the backgrounds, right, of where you're coming from and everything. And you're turning heads in the GFL right now. Nobody expected what you're and Pforzheim are doing right now, so which is awesome. But before we dive into that, right, before we dive into the GFL and how your season's going and maybe how satisfied you are with your performance, tell us a little bit about your background, like as a kid. When did you start playing football? Where did you start? Where did you play? How did you become a football player, so to say?
Yeah, well, I started playing tackle football when I was around 4 years old, you know. But besides all that, besides when I started, I went to I'm from South Carolina, first of all. So I went to a school in Greenville, South Carolina, in Greenville County. It's called Malden High School. It's a pretty big high school now, and did 4 years there. Then I went to Newberry College, is also in South Carolina, in my state that I grew up in. I played 5-6 years there, and then after those 6 years, my next opportunity was in Regensburg. I was there in GFL 2 years ago. Then last year I helped Prague finish off a season, win the championship, and now I'm in Pforzheim trying to keep building that thing I have going on.
No, which is nice. So, like 4 years old. I mean, the Germans don't really know what is football at 4 years of age, right? Is that Pop Warner football, I guess, right? So it's
That's
all the
Pop
little
Warner.
ones running around, everybody chasing the ball. How
Yes,
did you? Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
you're right. It's Little League. Yeah, Little League.
Yeah. I mean, I love those pictures, right? The kids running around and everything and everybody chasing the ball. It's kind of like over here when all the little kids start playing soccer and everything. But like from then on, like you talked about the high school, which is a very big high school. Is it like a 6A, 5A? What's the size of the high school that you're playing in?
I believe they're 6A now, but if they're not
Okay.
6A, they're 5A.
All right,
It's
which is pretty big, right? So for the German audience, the U.S. high schools are kind of like staggered and stiff in specific categories based on the amount of students, I believe, right, that are going to the high school, because you don't want to have a couple of hundred student high school playing a high school which has a few thousand students, right? It's going to be a mess on the field. So they're categorized in 5A and 6A. I would say, or 6A is probably the biggest category you have there. Run us through your experience playing high school football. Did you always play quarterback? Like, how did you, get to be on the field, JV first, then varsity? How was that
I've,
experience for you?
I've really I've always been a quarterback, but there was this one time where like one of our receivers got hurt, and I was a quarterback, and this other guy that was older than me, he was a quarterback, and so we were kind of sharing time. So when one of our receivers got hurt, they put me at receiver, and I was doing really good in practice for like these 2 weeks, and I was doing really good. Then the game came, and I got two balls thrown to me, and I dropped them both. So they took me out and said, "Yeah,
You
Get
stick
used to.
to quarterback.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, we can see your athleticism on the field for sure, right? Which is crazy. And how was like what's maybe the most memorable thing you remember from high school football for you?
From high school, I'd say it was like my junior year of high school. It was a home game against a team called TL Hannah. There's a movie named after them, Radio. You know, the movie Radio is
Yeah, yeah.
after this high school. And we went into like 3 or 4 overtimes in high school against this team. And it was really cool because I threw a short throw or running back ran it in. Either way we won. And it was just cool because it took so long.
Yeah, I remember that college or high school overtime rule, right, is nuts. It's a Kansas
Yeah.
City tiebreaker, Rich, I think they call it. Everybody gets the ball at least once, right? And was it 20-yard line, 4 downs or something like that? It's crazy. And then you go back and forth. And I think by the fourth one, you can't kick a field goal anymore, a PAT anymore. Um, yeah, anyway. But I mean, sounds exciting, right? 4 overtimes, winning the game, throwing the game winning touchdown. I can only imagine. And then how did you progress towards college? Were you recruited by other schools? What made you what was the reason for you to make the decision to maybe stay in state and go to Newbury College? Which division is that in, by the way, if I may ask?
Newberry College is a D2 college.
Yeah. Okay.
And honestly, I wasn't eligible, just being honest. I wasn't eligible for I mean many colleges wanted me or had many looks, but I just wasn't eligible for a lot of colleges and Newberry stayed consistent and they gave me a chance. They said if I come in for 1 year and I do the right things with my grades, they'll I could see the field in the next years. So I did that. But yeah, I had a couple looks from some colleges, but teams were just like, dude, we can't offer you. You know,
Yeah.
your grades are
Yeah.
terrible.
Which is so important, and a message to maybe the young quarterbacks out there from Europe, right? You need to make sure you have college eligibility, meaning your grades need to be right. You need to have specific classes taking to a specific level and everything, and then you can check with the NCAA on that. But if you don't have that eligibility, it's going to be tough to join any school, really, anyway. But good for them to give you this opportunity. And how was it? Like you said, you played 5 years, so you redshirted your freshman year, or?
I redshirted and then I had a COVID year.
True.
So
Yeah, true.
that helped me out a little. But yeah, that process though, like going back to that, that is really important. Like that school stuff that's no joke. That's really important. That's yeah,
Yeah,
really. But
I hear you. I hear
I
you.
appreciate the process I went through.
As a teenager, we sometimes don't want to hear that, right? I know myself for sure. I didn't want to, at least not all the time. Anyway, but how was your college experience? Maybe similar to high school. Like, what was your most memorable moments? When did you get to start? At what time? Or at what point in your college journey, so to say?
I say my redshirt freshman year, redshirt freshman and my redshirt sophomore year, I kind of shared time. About towards the end of my redshirt sophomore year, I started, and then after that, I started every year, redshirt sophomore to my senior year to my grad year, and yeah, we won. I won two, or I helped the team win two conference championships, the SAC, the SAC championships. Uh, yeah, I have a few accolades probably in there somewhere. I don't know, but they're probably in there somewhere.
I love how humble you are, right? It's awesome. It's like you and the team won that, right? Understanding a quarterback always has a big in or let's say plays a big role in that, not necessarily stat wise having to throw all the touchdowns, right? But we are just from the position we are a leader on the field. We're the extended hand of the coach. We get the play call in and all those things. So congrats on that, right? And you're continuing that championship mindset here. You talked about it already a little bit in the AFL last year, right? Winning that championship there and everything, which we'll dial into in a little bit as well. Um, I always love about or talk about coaching as well, right? So How was your experience with coaching in high school and college? Did you feel that maybe there were some coaches that also truly turned out to be mentors, not just on the field or off the field? And the reason I'm asking this is, to me, I was able to carry so much I learned on values and team spirit and effort and yeah, just finishing as well from my football life into my profession, into my personal life and everything. How does it relate to you and playing football and living life?
Yeah, playing football for me was I grew up around some hard-nosed coaches, so that's that I had very little room for error. You know what I mean? So, but to me, some kids may react to that a different way because it was, but to me, it was more like character building for me because I can't react a certain way if I want to play. I just kind of have to take it. And I like that hard-nosed football because that just creates discipline, like for life, and then you can carry that into everyday life. Or just like me not talking back, saying something disrespectful back to the coach in front of the whole team. And then that just shows that me and him don't have mutual respect. Like just little things like that just taught me to keep my mouth closed. That's a really good thing to do sometimes and just listen. So yeah, that's kind of how I grew up playing football. Just shut your mouth and play.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I hear you. It's. I think there's different styles of leadership, but there's also, different types of characters in each team, and everybody needs a little bit of a different leadership, I believe, right? And maybe you growing up, and I don't know, but I'm just assuming also from what you just said. So correct me if I'm saying anything wrong. But maybe being a hard nosed kid and talking back quite a bit or something normally, right? That maybe was a, like you said, a lesson you needed to learn, and other kids, maybe need a more of a pat on the back to be more comfortable and be more self confident or something like this. But again, I love hearing those stories on how people talk about how it also influenced life, right? Not just on the field, but also off the field for sure. Um, Now, like college over, right? And then you talked about did you directly from college come to Europe, or was there a time in between
No,
before you
directly
you came?
directly from college to Regensburg.
Okay, and how did that happen? How did you know about GFL? Not GFL, right? In this case, but did you know about football in Europe and Germany? How did you get exposed to potentially coming over here and playing here?
Yeah, a few players that have went to Newberry College are in Europe right now, so I messaged those guys and kind of got the rundown, and then they kind of both told me to go to Euro players, and after that, I kind of let it do its own thing.
Yeah, I mean that's a big platform. Right? A lot of players and coaches and teams use that for sure. But what was your expectations like? I mean, you said a couple of players have been playing over here, right? That's a great network, a great resource to have to pick their brain and find out. But everybody always has individual expectations. Something. What were those expectations like when you came over here? And like, how did you meet these expectations? Did they come true? Was it completely different?
Yeah, it was completely different. It was completely different. Um,
In what way? I'm curious.
just coming from Newberry College is it's a very very structural place. Like I don't know, college it was very different. You're on time. It's kind of hard nosed. Coaches are, but then Regensburg, it's more people have things to do. So you kind of have to understand, and you gotta be a team guy at the end of the day. Just know at the end of the day that all the guys are going to get their job done. So it's kind of the realization you have to come to. It was pretty quick for me.
Okay. And like also like off the field, right? Like I mean it's a different setup, right? Everybody's working. It's not everybody's around college on campus practicing, maybe even before school, then after school, and schedules are kind of like built around football. It's the other way around, right? The coaches here have to build their schedule around the people with families, with work and everything. I mean, you have to set a standard or say structure before that, but still, it's just a different approach. But was it a difficult decision for you to leave the U.S.? Like, had you been to Europe before? Probably not, right?
No, it wasn't difficult. I haven't been, but it wasn't difficult for me at all. It was kind
Okay.
of just like I was supposed to. It kind of came up to me out of nowhere.
Yeah.
So
An opportunity to keep playing, right? I mean, it's
an
if you love the
opportunity.
game, you take that.
Exactly.
I
Exactly.
hear you. How was that first year in Regensburg? How did that turn out? Tell us a little bit about your experience, about the season and everything.
The speed of the game was really had to get used to that really quick because a lot of things I was anticipating maybe for a little too long. Just the speed was very different. But after that, it was okay. And then just having to communicate with the players was became pretty easy. I can talk clearly as I can. Uh, I communicate pretty well when it comes down to it, I think.
Yeah. When and you turned heads, obviously, right? Because the very next year you went and played in the AFL, right? And did how did that work? They recruited you. Did you go back to the US or did you stay here? Because I know that their season starts quite a bit earlier, I believe, than the seasons in Germany. How did that turn out? How did that move into the Austrian league take place?
Yeah, I went to Regensburg, and then right after Regensburg, my college, Newbury College, hired me as the quarterback coach. So I was the quarterback coach, and I just wasn't going back at the time. And so Prague season started. They had another quarterback, and then our summer started. So we didn't have any kids, any athletes there for the summer. So Prague texted me or messaged me and was like, they're sending their quarterback home, and they want to bring me to finish the season. So then I talked to my coach, Coach Knight at Newbury College, and he was like, "Dude, go ahead. That's cool." He's like, "Dude, that's cool. Go ahead." So he let me go, and that's how I ended up finishing Prague season
Oh, that's cool. And with the championship, right? I mean,
championship.
that's so awesome to hear, especially stepping in so late. Which kind of like two questions popped in my mind. First of all, how was coaching? Like, did you like because it's different, right? I know that myself. I play quarterback. I started coaching quite early in my early 20s. I started playing a bit early because I had a not a bad injury, but the injury actually exposed something that kind of showed me I probably shouldn't have played football because the nerve canals in my neck are smaller than they should be, right? So the potential of a spine injury is bigger than for let's say the normal human being, so to say. But I dived right into coaching on the spot. I mean, you're still playing now, but how was that phase of diving into coaching for you? Did you enjoy it? What was different? What did you learn maybe as a quarterback from coaching quarterbacks?
You have to be a sponge. You have to you have to from playing quarterback and coaching. You have to listen to everyone, and you have to translate these things into how you understand it. Because quarterbacking it can be like a lot of mumbo jumbo. So you kind of have to take all this information and just kind of turn it to your own swing of things. That's really it. And just you never know it all because there's always something the next day or the next minute. There's always something. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good quote, right? You never know it all. You never stop learning. You always learn something new, and you need to take with you what you can translate, as you said it, right? Your own type of player. You're not going to be the other quarterback on the other team. You're not going to be the other quarterback that's on your team. You're yourself, and you need to adapt to what's requested with what you can do. I hear you, and that's actually to me that's an important point about coaching as well, right? I kind of touched on it before. Every player is different. Every player needs a little bit of a different approach to the game, and as a coach, you need to understand that and find a way to put each player in the best possible position to win. And that's when you succeed, right? You're not on the field yourself. But tell us about that championship, man. Winning a championship in Europe. How was that? How was the championship game? I didn't look it up, right? So I'm curious. Like, you came over late in the season, which is probably also not easy. Stepping into somebody else's shoes, expectations being there, season partly played already. How was that experience for you?
That was a cool experience because when I wasn't playing, I was working out like a lot during that time. So when they called me, I was like, I'm ready now, ready right now. And I mean, it was fun. I mean, I played modeling and I played garage twice. Then I played Vienna in the championship, or we played Vienna, and the team was great. Everyone there. I mean, the offense and defense. We had a good defensive import too, Jalen Dennis. He helped out a lot. He had a few picks, a few games. He's great. But we had a great team. I just came in and I played my style of ball, but that team took me in really quick and they were ready to win. And they were like 6-4. So they weren't really looking to I don't know what they were looking for, but I was looking to win the championship only. And that was cool.
Yeah, and you did, right? So it's awesome. That's a great story. And then afterwards, I mean, obviously this season, right? The Wilddogs signed you up as their QB, just coming up from GFL 2 into the GFL. How did that come along? Did you want to stay in Prague maybe for another season, or was it truly just a deal for that remainder of the season? And you started with a clean plate, and the Wilddogs were the first team to reach out. Tell us a little bit about how you got to where you are now in this season.
Well, yeah, there were talks about Prague, but nothing really panned out, I guess. But Pforzheim, Coach Lang, he's been messaging me since I was in Regensburg, like before Regensburg. So I always have respect for him, and finally I just said, yeah, I'm coming this year, and that's so cool. I have respect for him. He's been with me every year. You know, he's always messaged me. I mean, it's cool. So I have a lot of respect for him that he's even stuck with me this long.
He wanted you, and he got you now,
Yeah, yeah,
and it's working out. It looks like it, so that's awesome.
yeah. He had a master plan, and it's working. He had the master plan.
Well, that's
Uh,
good. That's good. Now, tell us a little bit about your experience in the GFL and maybe even the AFL a little bit, right? We talked about Regensburg at first, the speed of the game being different, of course, and you need to adjust it a little bit. But how would you compare maybe the level of the GFL to college?
GFL to college. Um, I mean, GFL is also fast, but I just think because I was a little younger, and those guys may have been a little older in college, that college was just a little turn faster. But GFL is also fast. Now that I have to literally slow the game down in my head. In college, I was a little more instinctual, a little more reaction. But now I can kind of slow the game down just because I know, like I've just been a sponge. I've just been soaking in this knowledge, and now I just think that's at any level you go to. You know, the game slows down if you put the time in. So I can't really talk
Yeah.
about, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, you're right. I think like slowing the game down, right? Because you're more experienced, you see things differently, you identify things early in the defense, you know where the gaps are, you know how to attack a specific look or something. That's a good way to put it. And I always thought that GFL football is, it could be depending on the team, depending also on the college team, right? But there is Division 2, Division 3 teams that I think a couple of GFL teams could very well compete against. But the athleticism to me has always been a different thing, right? I mean, in the States, when you and I don't know if you're aware, but you probably are with spending your third year over here now. The whole sports setup is different, right? In the States, sports are completely integrated into the school, right? So you're able to, I don't know, go to the weight room in the morning before classes, you work out, you have your practice after school, you play 2, 3 sports throughout the year because everything's at school. And here, everything evolves, not around school, but you kind of got to go home first, right? And you some maybe a family member, maybe you go on your own. They got to take you to practice, and then the gym is completely in a different place if you even go to the gym. So it's a completely different setup. That's where I feel the players in Germany, if they have the athletic potential, they very often catch up late, right? So they don't reach that peak as early as an athlete would do in the States. Yeah, but that's just my opinion, right? From what I've seen here and in the States as well. But
I
yeah, I
understand that.
agree.
That's just the resources are important. You know, you need that having that stuff at school for us is really it's really key for a lot of our like development. It's true.
Yeah, for sure. Now, your third year over here, run us through a little bit, maybe what's your weekly routine? How do you prepare for a game? Let's say, I don't know, Saturday was your last game, and then up until next Saturday, I don't think you have a game for the next couple of weeks right now, I believe, but like, let's say next weekend you would have a game. How do you prepare for that game throughout the week, from weight room to watching film to being on the field, whether it's for throwing drills or team practice?
I kind of eat I eat pretty good throughout the week. Anytime, I mean, I eat fruits and I love pasta, so I eat lots of pasta. But gym at least 4 times a week. If we have a game on Saturday, gym 4 times a day, 4 times a week, 4 times a day. Yeah, 4 times a week.
Okay.
And, yeah, we got film on Mondays. Always talking with coach throughout the week about looks, or we're always communicating about what we like. Have our practices. I mean, I'll keep it locked in throughout the week. I mean, we might do like a little barbecue as a team sometime just to get some little bonding in, but pretty locked in throughout the week. Yeah,
Do you
man.
like when you say you work out 4 times a week? Do you have a specific, like the others talked a little bit about, you go a bit more heavy early in the week and a little lighter late in the week because you want to feel fresh for the game, right? Is there a specific like workout plan that you go by? Is that something that you brought over here from college, or you just do your thing depending on how you feel?
Yeah, I brought something over from college. I've been using for years, and I have this other thing for off season, but I don't do it for in season.
Yeah,
I'd be afraid.
it's different training for sure. And do you like meet up with like the receivers separately a couple of times or maybe once a week just to throw routes to get your timing down? I mean, depending on their availability, obviously, right? Specifically the non-import players.
Yeah. Preseason we actually did it a few times. I think that's why we got such good chemistry early. But now it's more just around availability. But it still happens. We try to get one extra one in a week, and I mean that's pretty. It still happens. We're pretty good.
Yeah, cool. Now, awesome season so far, I have to say, right? I don't think anybody expected you to be 6-4 at this time. And you started off, what was it, 3-0, I believe, and turned some heads beating teams that people didn't think you were going to beat or even have a chance against. Reflect on the season a little bit before we dive into your maybe performance and how you feel about that. Let's look at the team. Run us through this season. How was it? How did it feel? Yeah, I mean, first of all, congrats, but give us your perspective on that story.
First of all, appreciate you, but honestly, we didn't expect to go 6-4 either. Meaning we weren't expecting to lose 4 games. No way, no way. We're expecting to lose 4 games, but um, it could be a lot better. I say that it could be a lot better because we dropped those 4 kind of in the wrong places. So it's actually, I mean, I don't know if we saw it. We knew what was going on and what we're gonna do. But yeah, we were thinking of it the other way. Like there's no way we'd lose 4 games.
Yeah, I hear you. I love the competitiveness,
But
but
yeah,
still, let's like talk us through. starting 3-0, that's got to be exciting, right? Even though you believe you can win this game, and like you said, you always aim for a championship, but still, talk us through like the progression of the team. What went well early in the season, what could have gone better, and where are you at as a team now? What areas do you feel you need to improve on next to take that next step to the next level?
Mm. At the beginning of the season, I felt like we got hot early. That's everyone saw that we got hot early, and that's just something we have to keep. That's not something that we lost or someone beat out of us. That's just something that is something we lost. No one beat it out of us. So just keeping that fire and in our game the whole time. It's really big, not getting comfortable. Just knowing who we are, like know that no one was counting on us and not everyone wants to take us down. It's kind of cool. I like the shift. But
Yeah,
it's
people
gotta be
people
the
chasing you.
yeah,
But
we want that.
you just said something about don't get comfortable, right? What And I think I know exactly what you mean, but maybe the audience, or let's say the general fan, doesn't. What does that mean for you not getting comfortable, whether in a good, probably most likely in a good situation, right? That you had maybe at the 3-0 spot.
Exactly. So we're 3-0, and we're thinking that, our feet don't stink. So we start to play differently. We start to play, including myself. I talk about when I say we as in myself as well. We play like we just can't be touched. I'm not as far as that, but that's what comfortable means. You have to always feel like someone's after you. I'll get them before they get you. That's got to be the mentality, and we lost that, and we know that, and we picked it back up, and we have to keep picking it up.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good way to put it. It's same to me. It's something that is in any situation, even in a game with a play, right? Don't ever be too comfortable, meaning don't be too high on the positives. Don't be too excited, right, about scoring a touchdown. I mean, do you want to be excited? Yes. Do you want to celebrate it? Yes. Don't get me wrong, but there's the next play coming. So there's the next game coming, right? It's never over. So always learn from the good plays, what you could have done better, celebrate them, but focus on the next play, focus on the next game. Same thing with bad plays and bad games, right? Learn from them, take from them what you need to take in order to get better, but don't like dwell on them. Don't get too negative, right? You need to have a fresh mind. And like you said, always, get the other one first before they can get you. And it seems to work, right? You picked it back up for sure. Now let's look at your performance. How satisfied are you with your performance so far this season? What do you feel you could have done better, whether it's in the passing game or running game? I mean, you're dominating both ways in the league right now. You also have, I think, two more games than some of the other QBs. But still, your numbers look awesome. Is it? I think 28 touchdown passes, 6 rushing touchdowns, if I'm not wrong. You definitely having a big impact on the team. But how do you look at that?
Uh, I could definitely make the game a lot easier for the whole team still when those numbers are from just some unnecessary things sometimes that I do. But I could definitely make the game easier for everybody. I'll just say that. I don't have, those are cool stats though. I know I could do a lot more. That's so, yeah.
But from the conversation, though, I get the sense that you're not about the stats. Correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, you can always say yes you are, no you're not, but like from the conversation, you've always brought up the team. You always say, okay, you're part of the team, and when you address the team, you say that includes you, which I love that mindset. I love that character type of football player when I coached. Um, but going back, I feel this is the approach you take as a quarterback as well. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you see yourself as somebody making the players around you better. It's not necessarily about you needing to have the ball in your hands all the time. Or, yeah, does that make sense? Do you relate to this, or how would you maybe explain your approach to the game as a quarterback?
Yeah, I make those guys better for sure, but those guys make me look good a lot of the times too. That's why that's why I'm just very appreciative in the spot that we're still in, that we're still able to be in. But yeah, we help each. I mean, it's a it's a gimme thing. You know, we're taking from each other. We help each other communicate. Um, yeah, everything.
Yeah.
I mean, we put the preparation in for it, so
And that's important, right? The preparation, being prepared, and not just diving in head first without knowing what's coming at you. But also, I think Justin last week talked about that. It's the ultimate team sport, and you always say like the players help you to be better. You put the players in a good position and things like this. It is a team sport, right? And you wouldn't be as good as you are without them, and vice versa. So that's definitely a fair point. But I still want to try to, maybe pick your brain a little bit on what makes the position quarterback so special to you? Was this something that you always wanted to play? And playing it now, like what's so special about this position? Why do you continue to play it?
what's cool being a quarterback is that you have to be like Captain Cool all the time. And when things hit the fan, like when things are going bad, you can't you can't hang your head down low. When things are going really good, you can't be too overly excited. You kind of have to be you got to be the cool guy, and keep everyone here and make sure everyone's locked in. I like that. I like that because I'm really good at hiding my emotions anyway. So when those moments come and tempers are flaring and I can be the one that can just say like, "Hey guys," you know what I mean? Like everyone calm down. Everything will be okay. Things like this. Yeah, I take pride in that.
Yeah, having that even kill, right? I hear you. And it's
Yeah.
important to be able to do that for sure. And it's not easily done all the time with, like you said, with tempers flaring up and everything. But if if you look at yourself as a quarterback, what would you consider your strength as a quarterback?
My strengths as a quarterback.
And you could, you talked a little bit about your leadership, right? Which I like. If you're able to do that, I think that's a strength. But you're
Right.
you're like the real dual threat QB. Do you consider your running game better than your passing game, or what's your strength in the passing game? What do you enjoy? What do you strive from your perspective as a quarterback?
Um, Honestly, for the most part, I know I probably do some things more well than others sometimes, but I think honestly, it's just the way I wake up. Uh, I don't think it's as hard as that sometimes. Sometimes when I wake up, my arm feels great. And I know I'm about to throw the ball really good today. And sometimes I wake up and my arms don't feel so great. My legs feel fantastic. And I know what I'm about to do today. So um,
I love that.
it's really cool. It's really cool just playing the game. It's really cool.
I wish I had that opportunity back when I played. I couldn't. I mean, I wasn't bad as a runner, but no, saying I'll rely on my legs today would have killed me for sure. I know that one for definitely. But that's awesome, and it's great to have that, right? And it also speaks for you in a sense of not wanting to force things too much, right? Understanding, okay, maybe not today is not the day where I'll throw, I don't know, for X yards and X touchdowns or something. The gaps and the holes are in the running game, right? And they're just not able to defend me with me with the ball in my hands and rushing and stuff like this. So it's awesome to have that opportunity, but it also speaks for you to understand that, right? That it's not always about needing to throw the ball as a QB for sure. Is there an area of the game that you feel you want to work on improving, like over the season, after the season, or yeah, in general? Like, what are you working on when you go into maybe your off-season practice as a quarterback? Is it specific areas of the game, or just staying in shape and learning the game? Run us through that a little bit. Maybe help young quarterbacks understand how you approach the off-season.
No, for sure. I'm always trying to get my body right, first of all. Body right and then my mind. So I'm always trying to find new ways defense may try to disguise something. Just one little tidbit, one extra thing I can take into the next year. But it's mainly just about getting the body right, and then the mind right, and then the body follows the mind. So Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
about it.
but I mean, for the body is so critical, right? I always like when I coach QBs, like legs, feet, right? Being able to have balance and everything is so critical for sure.
And a
Um,
really good core. Need a really good
yeah,
core.
yep, yep,
Yeah.
because that's where the strength comes from, hip and core for sure. Now, you talked about having coached college ball or coaching quarterbacks at your college. Do you see yourself diving into coaching at some point as well? Let's say when your playing career is over, is coaching the thing that you want to look at next?
Yeah, for sure. The little over a year I had was really great. That's something I'd enjoy, and I can kind of relate to the players because I kind of went through a lot of those things. Some of those players went through, and I kind of know just what's going on. So just being able to do that, and then being able to tell them something and it translate, and they actually listen. That feels good when they listen. It feels really good. But when they don't, I was like, I was also like this probably. But
Yeah.
when they listen, it's really cool.
Yeah, I hear you. It's I love like my personally I love coaching that high school age level or maybe, maybe college as well. Just over here you don't really have that age group of college in a team, right? It's either high school level in the GFL juniors or other youth leagues, or you have like anything 20 and up to who knows 40 or so when you coach the senior teams. But I love when you're able to, and I said this one time before, mold them is such a strong word, but I love when you can still have an influence on them, not just on the field, but also off the field, right? You can give them values and everything, and they just soak everything up. They become a better football player when they listen, but they also take something with them for life as well. And I love coaching. And it sucks that I'm not really coaching right now, but I think I said this before we started recording, right? Family and the normal job and everything keeps me busy. But it's great to hear you talk about the similar thing, right? The feeling that you have when they listen, they see how it works when they listen and they actually do what you told them. But like, when is the next step? When is coaching? How much longer do you see yourself play? Do you see yourself staying in with the Wilddogs and the GFL for a couple more years? If you look ahead, I don't know, 3 to 5 years, what does that include?
Yeah, I'd love to. I'd like to stay anywhere, like where things are appreciated, and that's what's happening right now. So I don't know what the Wild Dogs have in store for me, but hopefully it's a hopefully it's a few more. We can get a couple of championships and a few more years out of me.
You're not ready to hang your cleats up yet.
No, no, not even close.
Yeah, but like I said, I hope so, man. Like it's exciting to watch you play. So I hope we get to see more of you over the next couple of years. But before we talk about the next couple of years, right? There's still a season to be played. And you talked about you think about the championship. You always want to reach a championship when you play a season, everything. So excited to watch you play. I think you have a couple of weeks off. Who do you play next? I think it's at the end of August, if I'm not wrong.
We go to Ravensburg. Yeah.
Yep, yep. Ravensburg. There are I think 2 or 3 games left, and then you head to the players. You're in the number 2 seed right now in the Southern Division. So it's going to be interesting to see who your opponent in the playoffs will be as well. But I'm sure you're still going to continue to play great ball, and it's going to be awesome to watch you play. But now we talked so much about football, but the other thing I think that a lot of people, maybe a lot is an exaggeration, but people at times forget about is you've been in a different country now for 3 years, a completely different culture. Run us a little bit through what you expected Europe to be like away from the field and how were those expectations met?
I didn't have any expectations coming over here. I uh I was pretty well set on football, when I first came over here. Not really much traveling and things like that. But man, it's been a cool journey. It's it's cool just seeing different things and trying different foods. I don't turn down much food. I'm from South Carolina, we don't turn down much food. So And everything is just different. It's cool. It's cool to call my mom and just talk about things with her, and everything's cool.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's a great opportunity, right? Not a lot of people get to travel across the pond and see different countries and experience different cultures and everything. It was the same for me. I was an exchange student in high school in the States, and I've got to see other countries and everything, all because of football. I got to travel so much. I've been very blessed with that. So it is an awesome experience. But is there? I talked to the other QBs a little bit about little things that are different that you didn't expect to be different, right? I think PJ talked about turning right on red, which is not possible. Cole
no
was talking about
AC.
how you open the window. Go ahead, you got one.
Yeah, no AC. There's no air condition.
Yep.
That man, that bugs me right there. That
I mean,
bugs
it's not
me.
as hot as South Carolina for sure, but still, it gets warm, right? And then you wish you could turn the AC on.
Yeah, and then not even sometimes not even a fan. It's just like open a window. It's like no, it's hotter outside. You know,
Yeah.
that's air conditioning is the biggest thing for me.
I don't think fans have really. I mean, you get them. Let's say they're out there more, right? You see them when you walk into convenience stores or something, but that's also has not always been the case. I remember growing up over here, there's nothing like a fan or something. Maybe a ceiling fan if you could afford it, but it's that's definitely something different. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's the little things that are something different that surprise you. I remember, also when I was in the States, like different things just yeah, just working out different. And then I think I spoke to Cole about getting gas at a gas station, and over there you pay before you actually get gas. Right here it's completely opposite. So it's like you got to get used to. It's like, how do I know how much to pay to fill up my gas tank? You don't, right? You pay 10, you pay $20, and you fill it up for 20. It might not be completely full. Okay, that's a way to do it too.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's fun, and you learn. I think you grow, and you learn, and you become more open minded. Is that the
Uh,
case for you as well?
yeah, I'm a pretty open-minded person anyway. I'll try
That's
just
good.
about anything, like as long as it makes sense, you know. Try just about anything, foods or adventures or anything like this. Like I'm pretty down. I like to explore and do different things.
That's awesome, and that's a great mindset and a great approach to have for sure. So, looking back at your experience in on the field and off the field in Europe, maybe we have a couple of college players listening in and thinking about coming to Europe. What would you tell them? Would you recommend them to go on this journey? What would you tell them to do or to keep in
This is
mind?
my third year. I think you should definitely get the experience, and also like if you get the opportunity, do your research. You know, and just take care of yourself. I mean, it's a great time. You know, as long as you make it make sense. You know, anywhere I go, it can be a great time. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Just enjoy it, you know, just enjoy the experience. Not everyone can say they went to America. Not everyone can say they've been to Europe. Just make it make sense and then enjoy it. That's all I'd say.
Yeah, yeah. And you've spoken about food a lot, right? I know I love my American barbecue. I've got like a smoker out here. I smoke ribs and a biscuit at least a
Yeah.
couple of times a year. But what's your favorite food in Germany or Austria? Like, what have you enjoyed the most?
My favorite food.
Let's say non-US food, right? Not talking about burgers or anything like the
Yeah,
European,
yes.
or let's say it doesn't have to be European, but let's say like non-American food, if that's even a
I've had a
term.
lot of food. I've had a lot of food. I don't want to say anything too regular because I don't know. I like schnitzel.
Huh?
I've had some
Huh?
I've had some goulash. I've had some real traditional goulash. I like goulash with some rice. Yeah. I like some
Schnitzel.
paella.
Oh yeah, that's also good. Now we're
I
talking
like
for
some
sure.
paella.
Paella is
Yeah.
good. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you for sure.
You want some paella?
Yeah, I mean, I've had dinner already, but paella is always good, right? As soon as
Yeah.
like, if I love going to the coast as well, right? Go to the ocean, and then you have a good fish, some good seafood and everything. My wife's from Singapore, So whenever we go there, there's like awesome like Asian fusion food and stuff. I really love it, definitely. Um, but like we're talking about food, but there's so many other things away from football. What do you enjoy? What do you do away from football? What's your hobbies? If you're not on the field, what do you do in your free time?
I was just with the imports before I came here. We are just playing the NCAA. No, we're playing the game, but usually we're all hanging together. If we're not talking about football, literally, we're down in the city getting something to eat, or we're going to like another city just to walk around and get the little bit of the experience. But most of the time, we all go to the gym, and then we come back and we eat, we play the game, and then we find something to do. We're not really sitting around much, but yeah, we're always together pretty much.
It sounds like you've got a good vibe and a good team spirit and everything going on, right? Which is part of, let's say, the necessary ingredients in order to be successful on the field as well. I think so. It's good to hear. If you can give a shout out to your fans, right? The Pforzheim fans that come to your home games, the supporters, how maybe the city's taken you in and welcomed you and everything. Um, is there something you want to tell them? You don't have to, right? But maybe there's something you feel that's been special of how you've been welcomed, or what what's going on in Pforzheim, what makes it so exciting to be there.
Yeah, it's four times is great because it's a real a lot of organizations say this and they don't really mean this. So I love when I'm a part of an organization who really means this, and they really have like a really cool family feeling, and they really try to take care of you as best as they can with just with everything, and the fans they when we have away games, our fans are louder than their fans, and that's just so that's it's really cool, and some of the players, I mean, some of the the parents' kids, they have some of our players' jerseys, and it's our stadium's always close to sold out, if not sold out. It's really cool. They're always making noise and they show love, win or loss. It's I love the fans and I love everything. Everything for Zim is cool. Really cool to me,
That's
really.
that's cool. And like what you also hear, let's say in the environment of the GFL, right? It's a very family type of environment. It's a very close knit group, whether it's the team, but also the fans and the supporting staff and the surroundings. And I think that's so awesome to hear. And it's pretty, we just talked about the important ingredients of a successful organization. I think that's part of it. Um, but before we finish up, right? Thanks for your time again. I've said that before, right? I really appreciate you taking out the time. I've always have a couple of rapid fire questions at the end. And I know I shared them with you, but I want to go through them with you before we kind of go offline here. So let us
Well,
know your favorite. What would you prefer, beer or bratwurst?
beer problems. What beer?
Beer. Okay, I hear you. You
No, no,
like the
no, no.
German?
What beer?
Oh, you tell me. Which beer you enjoy the most?
I think I might have to go Pilsner.
Yeah, okay, I hear you. And then is it burger or döner?
Donor.
Döner. Okay. NFL team you'd love to play for.
Commanders. The Redskins.
Okay. Jaden Daniels. I hear you.
Oh, yeah.
And then your favorite quarterback to watch and why?
It's a lot of quarterbacks right now, but growing up, I've always been an Aaron Rodgers fan.
Okay.
Growing up, always Aaron Rodgers.
Might be going into his last year. I'm curious to see what he can do in Pittsburgh now for sure.
That's an
But
interesting move.
who you enjoying to watch the most currently? Is it Jaden Daniels,
Yeah,
Commanders,
Jaden
or
Daniels,
yeah?
he's shocked. I like the way he came in. That's really cool.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what he can do in the second year for sure.
Yeah.
And then tell us briefly about the hardest college hit you ever took, if you remember.
If I remember, hardest college hit, it was the COVID year, so we had a COVID season with like 6 games. I think we were playing Wingate, this team called Wingate University. And I took like a probably like a 40-yard run. I'm crossing the field. My head's high, and some guy just comes across the field like the greatest angle you'd ever see, and just, I
You
mean,
didn't
right
see
on
him
their
coming?
side. Yeah, I sat there. Like, I couldn't even move for like 5 minutes.
Well, that hurts.
Then I came back in the same drive and I ran the touchdown in. It was pretty cool. But that was
Yeah,
my hardest hit right
but
there.
those hurt, man. Especially when you're running, you don't see it coming. I mean, that's gonna hurt for sure.
Yeah.
But like I said before, Dre, appreciate your time. I think it was an awesome conversation. Thank you for sharing, your personal background and how you came to football, how you enjoy playing in Europe and everything. I think it's a great story. Wish you and the team the best for the rest of the season and beyond, right? I think you're playing the way you're playing because you are very good as a team and as an organization, and you're obviously one of their leaders on the field. So really appreciate it, and thanks for joining.
Thank you for having me, man. This is cool. Thank you.
Danke fürs Zuhören. Das war sie, die Folge mit Dre Harris. Ja, super spannend und interessant fand ich wieder. Also einfach auch schön zu sehen, wie unterschiedlich doch die Quarterbacks auch ticken oder an gewisse Sachen, Situationen herangehen, ob es nur der Trip nach Europa ist oder sich auf ein Spiel vorzubereiten. Also immer wieder schön zu hören. Und ja, auch immer wieder schön zu hören, dass natürlich jeder so ein bisschen anders tickt und sein Ding macht. Und das macht das Ganze nicht weniger spannend. Also ja, danke an Dre nochmal für seine Zeit und seine Verfügbarkeit. Shoutout auch an den Football Buddies Podcast da draußen, der diese Connection hergestellt hat. Also der praktisch mich mit Dre Harris verbunden hat, sodass ich ihn einladen konnte. Euer Podcast auch hörenswert. Also für die, die es noch nicht gemacht haben, hört auch dort gerne mal rein. Und ja, was gibt sonst noch? Diese Woche von mir auch wieder Content zur NFL. Die Camps haben begonnen. Das heißt, ich tauche wieder so ein bisschen in die QB-Rooms der NFL rein, schaue, welche Quarterbacks sich wie machen, welche haben ein gutes Camp, welche nicht so ein gutes Camp, welche sind verletzt, welche wurden vielleicht noch gesigned und ja, versuche euch da ein bisschen tiefer Einblick in die Quarterbacks der NFL wiederzugeben, bevor es denn mit den nächsten Preseason Games losgeht. Das Hall of Fame Game haben wir ja schon gehabt. Schöne Leistung von Trey Lance aus meiner Sicht, aber war halt auch in Anführungsstrichen nur das Hall of Fame Game. Dann eine schöne Restwoche. Vielen Dank fürs Einschalten. Immer natürlich gerne den Podcast subscriben. Also klickt dort das Häkchen an und schickt mir gerne auch Feedback, entweder über Reviews natürlich von dem Podcast oder auch auf Social Media und schickt mir eure Wünsche, wen ich als nächstes einladen soll, welche Themen rund um Quarterbacks ich vielleicht auch noch covern soll und bin super dankbar über das Feedback in den letzten Tagen und Wochen. Also Shoutout an euch und wünsche euch dann noch eine schöne Restwoche und bis zum nächsten Mal.